This story might not be the best and well written as in typing this while I'm on holiday. I did plan on writing it, but I wanted to share my story and my experience in Pattaya, and how that amazing city can break a man. My story is a little different from the rest that are normally submitted on this channel, but I think it's interesting and shows the effect that the Thailand lifestyle can have on people. I have been traveling to Thailand for quite a few years, mainly to Pattaya, but I have checked out some other places along the way. I always end up in Pattaya at some point on my trip. I don't think I really need to explain the reason why. While visiting Pattaya many times over years, I have met so many Westerns at my travels. You really do meet all sorts of people there. Simple backpackers that have just heard all the buzz about the city. Those that are there strictly for the mongering of ladies. Those that are completely fake and can't believe a word they say. And finally, those that become friends for life. I always travel solo, and have never ended my travels without meeting people, as I really enjoy talking to new people in the bars that are also out there solo. You are never really alone when you go to Pattaya, even if you travel solo. Heading to Thailand after a divorce. So I was heading over to Thailand after going through a messy divorce. I had just sold my house and was awaiting the finalization of my divorce. I love traveling, and when my business slowed down in winter, I headed over to Thailand. I figured I would go to Bangkok and see what it has to offer. Bangkok is a megacity and is probably the place to be if you want to meet people. Just get yourself to a busy bar, sit down, and you will talk to someone. I love Bangkok, but I prefer Pattaya as I find it easier to meet people there. So during my first trip, I managed to meet a friend for life. We started going to Pattaya together, and the seed was planted. Every time I would visit Thailand, I would always head to Pattaya. There are many reasons why Pattaya is my favorite place in Thailand. It's easier to meet people, the cost is cheaper than Bangkok, and I like the vibe of the city. On my third trip, I met a person that became a close friend. I have visited the UK twice, and hopefully he will join me here in a few months. I must admit that my trips to Pattaya were always filled with good times and meeting so many people. So I never really experienced any of the bad side of Pattaya until my last trip. I was heading over to Thailand for a bit longer than usual, so I booked a month-long hotel room in Pattaya. I arrived and caught up with some old friends, and we started hitting the bars like we always do. I was staying in the North Pattaya area and went to my favorite bars. Walking street was also great, as always. However, I noticed something missing. I had always loved sitting in the local bars in Pattaya. These are the bars away from the beach and walk-in street, frequented by the locals. I had always loved these bars. They are smaller and you get to talk to more people. Pattaya is famous for these bars, but what I noticed on this trip is that most of the bars are now closed and replaced with massage parlors and nightclubs. I was gutted as these were my favorite bars in Pattaya. So I met a British guy in one of my favorite bars on that trip. We became friends and started hitting the bars together. I found out that he had been living in Pattaya for a few years and worked in a bar. I asked him about his story and how he came to be working in a Pattaya bar. Well, his story is unusual and pretty much the same as a lot of guys that come to Thailand and open a bar. He married a Thai woman and had a child with her. He said that he wanted to give his son a good life and believed that owning a bar in Pattaya would be that way. He stated that he was earning a decent wage where he was from and saved a lot of money, which he brought with him to open the bar. He also had a wife that supported him and didn't have to worry about making money. He said that Pattaya was a perfect place to open a bar as the tourists are always flowing in, and there's plenty of money to be made. Sounds like a perfect recipe for success, right? Ronki went on to tell me how he and his wife bickered constantly over the bar and the amount of money that was being made. He said it was like living with a stranger as he hardly saw his wife anymore, as she was always at the bar. He told me that he didn't like the Thai bar girl scene, but his wife wanted to hire them to help run the bar. He didn't trust them and didn't feel that they were putting the effort in. He said that he was at the bar 7 days a week and his wife was only there 2 days a week, leaving him to run the bar on his own. He said that he was barely breaking even but still had to pay rent and all the bills. He was still paying for the hotel room that he and his wife lived in. We went on to meet another expat who had a similar story. I asked him what he would have done differently if he could go back. He told me that he would have gone to Sukhumvit Road in Bangkok. He said that you can get a cheap room and the road is packed with people. He said that he would have hired a Thai girl to look after the bar and maybe employed one other person. He said that he would have paid her a salary and not given her shares in the business. He said that the girl could have kept any money she made from the customers, as long as she pulled in decent numbers. He said that the majority of bars on Soy Cowboy are run by a foreign guy and the girls that work there are on contract to the bar. So the bar owner gets the money from the girls. He said that the girl keeps what she makes directly from the customer. He said that the girls usually have a minimum target to meet each night, and if they do want to reach it, then they have to pay the bar owner the difference. He said that the bar owners set the prices and the girls can't charge anything less. So after hearing their stories, I decided that I wasn't going to make the same mistakes. I had a few $1,000s left from my divorce and was ready to invest. I decided that I wanted to own a bar in Thailand and that I would follow the rules that my newfound friends gave me. I found a Thai girl that I liked and we talked about opening a bar together. I told her that I wanted her to work in the bar and I would hire staff and fix the prices. She was happy with this idea and we looked for a place together. We found a small bar in North Pattaya and we signed the papers for her to own. I paid for the deposit and first month's rent and we opened the bar. I hired staff and fixed the prices. The bar was doing okay, but not great. Business was slowed and I didn't have a large budget for advertising. I asked my Thai bar girl partner if she could work harder to bring in more customers, and she said that she was trying her best. I felt that she was spending too much time at the bar and not coming out to look for new business. I asked her if she could move in above the bar so that she could be there 24 hours a day. She said that she wasn't comfortable with this idea. I paid for everything and she didn't want to move in. I was starting to get frustrated, and we argued a lot. I started to miss my family and friends back home and wanted to return. She said that she wanted a divorce. The business wasn't making enough money and I was draining my bank account. I decided to return home and rethink my future. I returned home with little money in my pocket and a broken heart. I called my Thai bar girl and told her that I was returning to the UK. I told her that I wanted a divorce and to sell the bar. She said that she understood and wished me well. I didn't hear from her again. One day I received a phone call from a friend. He told me that he had seen my ex-Thai bar girl in one of his regular bars in Pattaya. He told me that she was working behind the bar and was living in a condo in Pattaya. He told me that she was fine and moving on with her life. He also told me that she was looking for a new investor to buy into a new bar. He said that she was looking for someone to manage the bar while she carried on working behind the bar. So I was a bit disappointed, but I had to move on. I returned to Pattaya a year later and caught up with my friend. I asked him how my ex-Thai bar girl was doing, and he said that she was fine and still running the bar. He said that he tried to speak to her but she ignored him. So I decided to check out her bar. I walked past the bar and I could see my ex-Thai bar girl inside. She saw me and came over to greet me. She looked different and not in a good way. I asked her how things were going, and she told me that business was good and the bar was doing well. She introduced me to a new investor who was a Korean guy. She told me that he bought